Hello, hello, hello everyone. It's Brenda with Busy Bees Custom Creations. And tonight I thought I would make this owl wreath for you guys. So this is the owl I'm going to be using. I got this from Sims Pottery. And then I found these little owls at Walmart. So we're going to be using these. I have a 14-inch square wreath frame. So let me bring you guys down. Okay, so what I did with the 14-inch wreath frame is I put a full pipe cleaner on the crossbars on the inner row, a full one in the center, and then a half one across from the full ones here, and then a full one here. Okay, so what we're going to do is the poof method. This mesh I got from Joanne's. So this is really pretty mesh. So I'm just going to gather it together, and I'm going to start it right in front of this first point here. Okay, I'm going to zip tie that in. And once I go back around, you will not even see this zip tie. Cut that off. Okay. Alright, so we're going to be doing poofs. We're going to be doing 12-inch poofs. So I'm just going to take it and measure that out. Hope everyone is doing well tonight. Okay, look how pretty that is. Okay, so now I need a pipe cleaner there because I don't want to take it right over to here because it's going to lose its shape if I do that. So let me grab a half a pipe cleaner and put that there. I'm just going to pop that one in there. I'm going to hit it with a little glue. I should have done this before. Okay. Ooh, I got it on my mat. Okay, let me do this all the way around. Okay. So let me take, what do I do with that? I don't know. Okay, so I'm just going to take another one, cut that in half, and put that on the corner here. And I'm just trying to do that so we don't lose the shape too much of our square frame. So we'll hopefully won't lose it. And I just put a little dab of glue in there so that it holds that pipe cleaner in the corner. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. We want to try and maintain the shape of our square frame if we can. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, one more. So that's how I put them in. If like it's a corner like this, or it doesn't have a center frame or a crossbar, I just put a little dab of glue in there, and that really helps to hold that pipe cleaner into place. Okay, get rid of that. Alright. Okay, so then I'm just going to make a little poof of like, I don't know, 6 inches. Put it into that half pipe, just so we don't lose that curve. I mean, you always lose it anyway, but we'll see what we can do with that. Okay, and then we're going to do 12 inches again. Okay, open that up. And we probably will see how much mesh we use, but this is from Joanne, so we don't have 10 yards. We only have, I think, 18 feet or something. So we might need another roll. So I do have a second roll here. So again, we're just going to make a little poof. Put it in there. And it is kind of hard when you're doing square frames because you do kind of tend to lose the shape of them a little bit, but we'll try and maintain that as best we can. 12 inches. You want to keep those edges tucked under. Okay, open that up. Do a small one, a couple inches. And I'm not going to tuck those under and out yet because when we go back around, we may use those. Okay, again, keep those edges tucked under and go to the next pipe cleaner just with a small little poof. Okay. Okay, keep those edges tucked under. This is really nice mesh though, I really like it. A 12-inch poof. Okay. And then go to that little corner one there, again keeping that edge tucked under. And then we are back at the very first pipe cleaner. So then we're going to grab our pipe cleaner that was there. We're going to make our little poof and go right into that pipe cleaner. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this to the bottom row. And you don't want to yank it, you just want to slightly pull it down to the bottom row. And then we're going to do our 10-inch poofs down here. Let's see how this... But I really liked this mesh. I thought it was so pretty. And it was the end of the season sale for it, so I think it was only like $2 a roll. Okay, now we're going to take this to the corner. We're going to do a 10-inch poof again, and we're at the corner. Okay, tuck that under. Make sure you keep that tucked under 10 inches, and we're going to go to the next pipe cleaner here. Okay. Okay, again, keep those edges tucked under. Measure out 10 inches. Go to the next pipe cleaner. Go. Tuck those edges under. Go to the next one. Okay, now we're at the next corner. So remember to keep those edges tucked under nicely. Okay. Like I said, we're probably going to need to go to a second roll because this is definitely a smaller roll from Joanne's, but whoop, 10 inches, and we're at the end here. And we almost cut all the way around. We got about a 1.5 times around per roll. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take our second roll, open that up. Okay, put that on our mesh roller here. If you do not have one of these mesh rollers, I highly suggest that you get one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut this. Well, actually, I'm not going to cut it yet. I'm going to gather this, tuck it under, and I'm going to put a pipe cleaner there, or a zip tie there, and tie that to the frame. Okay, so I'm going to take the old row and the new row, and I'm going to tie it to the frame. There we go. Cut that off. And don't worry, we're going to hide this. We'll put the owl there or something so you won't even see this. So cut that old one off there. Okay. Take that and do your next poof. And honestly, the poofs are going to cover it, so you're not even going to see where you connected those two. Okay, whoop, let's cut that off. All right, you're at the corner. Like I said, I think we'll do the crisscross with this also. We may not need it though. Okay, 10 inches. And go to the next one. But we will see. Isn't this mesh really pretty? I really like it a lot. Keep the edge tucked under. Measure out your 10 inches. And it really does, if you guys don't have one of these mesh rollers, I really suggest you get it. I have an affiliate link down below. But before this, we used to have to throw our mesh on the ground. It would get, it was just a mess. So this makes your life so much easier. It really does. And they're very good quality. Okay, so with that, we are almost back at the beginning. Have that corner. Okay, so we have one more and then we're back at the beginning. And I think I will do the crisscross method. So I'm going to untie this one to put that one in. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we are on the outer row here, and it's just like when we do the crisscross on a round frame. So I'm going to find the next full pipe cleaner on the inner row, and I'm going to tie that. And again, I don't measure my poofs when I do them like that. Okay. We're going to kind of skip the corners. I don't think we need it on that corner, so we're going to go to this one here. Okay. Go to the inner one. going to kind of cover that up, you know, fill in your gaps. And it really helps to do that when you go back around using that crisscross method. And I'm only doing it in my full-size pipe cleaners. And like I said, I don't measure to see the size, so I'm not worried about how big or how small these are. Okay, so I'm going to go to the inner. So you see how nice and full this wreath is, and you still can tell that it's tucked under. Okay. And then we're going to go to the next inner one, which is right here. Okay, tuck those edges under. And go to that outer one. Okay, tuck that under. Go to the inner one. Okay, go to that corner. And we just have a little more to do here, and that will use up that whole roll of the second roll of mesh. And that took us all the way around. So this is the Joanne's mesh that only has 18 feet on it, not the rolls with 30 feet. So that's why this one took 2 rolls. Okay, then we'll take that and tuck that underneath and zip tie that, and then we're all set to put our ribbons on. Okay. Okay, we're going to cut that off. Normally, you might need a little more than a roll if you're using the 10 yards. Forgot to turn my phone off. Okay, so there we go. We've got our nice square. You can still kind of tell it's a square. So now we're going to use our ribbon tails. This is the ribbon. I love this ribbon. See the owls on it? It's so expensive, but it's worth it. Okay. So we're going to use this owl ribbon, this kind of cream and gold ribbon, and then this brown ribbon. So we're going to put this on the bottom, put the brown on the top, fold it in half, and these are all cut to 12 inches. And then we're going to put one in each of the full pipe cleaners. Okay, I'm going to put the cream in the center, or the owl ribbon in the center. Bring the cream down and bring the brown up, just like that. Okay, again, these are cut to 12 inches. That one's caught there. But this owl ribbon is just gorgeous. It is, like I said, rather expensive. It's $10 a roll, but it is beautiful. You know, sometimes, especially with the way everything's going, the ribbon is really expensive. And it's going to get worse, I think, so. Okay. All right. But it's really beautiful ribbon. Okay, so we're going to keep going around, putting this on all of the full pipe cleaners. We're going to pull the cream down, the owl ribbon in the middle, and the brown up. Okay. So again, this ribbon is all cut to 12 inches. But it is really beautiful ribbon. You know, I don't normally spend that much on a ribbon, but I really liked the owl ribbon. Okay. So we're not using a sign for this, we're just using the owls and the ribbon, and we'll probably make a bow. So like I said, you end up with this having 15 sets of ribbon, so it is going to use a little more ribbon when you use the square frame, but that's okay. Just about halfway around. Again, you want to get those tails where you want them to go. And I wanted to bring that chocolate ribbon in because it really pulls in the dark colors from the owl ribbon. Okay, we're at the corner here. So this is going to help with putting ribbons in the corner. It will help to define the shape a little more also. Okay. And I'll tell you, a good thing to have in your ribbon stash is all different colors of the linens, because you're always going to use the solid ribbons in a lot of your wreaths. And honestly, I think I have those solid linens in 1.5 and 2.5 inch in every color that they have. I think, you know, tan, pink, dark brown, reds, greens, purples, pinks, oranges, yellows. I mean, I have every color of the solid linens that you can think of, because you do use those, and they're going to be basics in your ribbon stash. So I always have the solid linens around in every color. Just a tip for you, because you can always add a solid color ribbon to any of your ribbons, and that way know, you're not using all like really expensive ribbons. It just helps to kind of balance out the cost of your wreath. Isn't it pretty? Oh my goodness, I love this owl ribbon. I've been waiting to make this wreath because I just love this ribbon. We're just about halfway through. Again, you want to get those ribbons to move where you want them to be. Like I said, those corners, when you put the ribbon in the corner, it helps to anchor the corner and to define it a little more as well. Okay, after this, again, I'm just pulling those ribbons where I want them to be. Okay. Two more. Do I need two more? Three more? Let's see. Did I not cut enough? One, two. Oop, I have three more. Well, we'll put our bow or something up there. Okay. Alrighty. So one more after this, and we'll make a bow. We'll add our owls. Okay, this is the last one. And again, having those ribbon tails on the corners is going to help to anchor your corners. Okay, just like that. So now let's go ahead and make a bow, and then we will put our owls on and our bow on. Okay. Easy bow maker here. Got a brown, some gold, and the owl. Okay, so I don't want huge tails. I'm just going to do 12-inch tails. Put this in. I think I'm just going to go with 5-inch loops. I don't want a huge bow. Okay. Put 2 loops on each side. We're going to do our 3rd loop. I think I'm going to do one more. So I'm going to do 4 loops on each side with this cream and gold ribbon. Just to kind of change it up a little bit. Okay. So we did 5-inch loops, and we did 4 loops on each side. Okay, now we're going to come in with the brown because I want to, put that owl ribbon on the top. I'll make these tails a little longer. So we'll do 3 loops of this on each side. Okay, one more. Okay, get that tail. All right. My husband just took my dog for a walk, so she always traipses up here and says hello when she gets back. Okay, so those are brown. Okay, now we're going to come back with this gorgeous owl ribbon. Now this is a pattern and it does go the same direction. So we're going to do this part by hand. Okay, I'm going to start the loop down there. And I'm going to do 4-inch loops. So I'm going to measure out 8 inches and gather it together. Okay, measure out 8 inches and flip it up. Okay, make sure they're the same, and I think I just want 1 loop with that. Okay, now I don't want these tails. I might do a little button loop. So here's what I'm going to do. Going to twist it and do a little loop. Okay, but then I'm going to twist it back. Nope, I'm going to do it by hand. Okay, so I'm going to just do a little loop here, like so. And then I'm going to, because I want our other tail to go the same way. So I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to cut a piece about the same length as that. Cut my dovetail. And I'm going to put that right into our bow maker, like so. Make sure like that. So that way our owls are all going the same direction. Okay, so I'm going to grab my zip tie. You want to make sure you get it under all of your ribbons. Tie that off. Pull it off of your bow maker if you can get it off. Okay, I'm going to bring it to the center there. Sorry, lost my thing here. There we go. Sorry. Okay, bring it to the center where that indent is. Pull it to the back. Make sure you put your pipe cleaner in there. Tighten it just a little bit. And then you want to move everything where you want it. Okay, kind of break that bow. Look good. There we go. Okay, get our tails and loops where we want them. I wanted that owl ribbon to be front and center, so that's why I put that in the front even though it's 2.5. I think a lot of people think you only can put the 1.5 in the front, but you can always do whatever you want. Okay, so let's tie that up nice and tight. Get that on our wreath here. Okay, I'm going to put that, I think I'm going to put that right up here, right in that corner. So I'm going to take my handy dandy little needle here and feed that right through. There we go. And tie that off. Okay. And we will fix our little owls here. Get that little center loop the way we want it. Okay, isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Have our tails, always take those long. All right, now let's get our owl. Let's curl these up. And all you do is just roll them and then pull it out like that. Okay, so I have this big owl. I think I'm going to put this right on the corner here. Now, in order to attach it, I think we need to take a pipe cleaner and our little ice pick here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a hole right in the center. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to push it down into there. I should probably do it in 2 spots. Yeah, let's do it in 2 spots. I'm going to take it here and push that down in there. Okay, and I'm going to take some glue and glue that on. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing up top. Okay, grab a pipe cleaner, fold it in half, and kind of push it in with a dowel or something like that. And then glue that in. Okay, so that's going to hold that nice and tight in there. So while that's drying, let's get our little tiny owls. And like I said, I found these at Walmart. But what I did was, they were kind of dark like this, so I took a white paint and added some water to it and kind of whitewashed them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some of the whitewashed owls to the regular owls, and I'm just going to glue them right into, it has this little hanger on it. I'm going to pull that right out, and I'm going to kind of put it in between, like right in there where the pipe cleaners is. And I'm just going to put a good amount of glue there and set that right there. So I'm going to mix these little whitewashed owls with these. These I did not whitewash. Get those out. Put some of these on. And like I said, these I found at Walmart. So I'm just going to kind of take the pipe cleaners and wrap them around. Okay. Like that. Get our ribbons where we want them. Take that out. And then add a good amount of glue there. And then pop that right onto that pipe cleaner. And then you just kind of want to hold it there a second so they don't pop off while they're sealing. Okay, then we'll put one up here. And you can use as many of these or as few of these as you want. So now we'll get another whitewashed one. And again, I'm using a pretty good amount of glue there. And just putting it right onto that pipe cleaner. Okay, we might even stick one up here. I don't know. Should we stick one on the bow? We'll see. See if we have any left when we're done. Okay. So, like I said, the big owl's going there. We'll see where. I think that's pretty good. So we're going to put the big owl here. So let's get rid of these in the corner. I don't think we'll need those. Going to be too close to that big owl. Okay. So then what we'll do is we'll take the owl and we'll feed these pipe cleaners through the mesh. Kind of pull him down there, pull the ribbons the way we want them, wrap that around. Okay. Alright, we're going to take the top pipe cleaners here and feed this through the mesh right here. Popped right out. Let's try that again. Again, it's going to go right through the mesh. Now this top one probably isn't going to be wired to the frame, it's just going to be wired to your mesh. Okay, so we're going to wire it there. So you just went right through the mesh. Okay. Oh my gosh, look how cute that is. I love it. Move the bow a little bit. I really like it. Alright, so let's get some more owls on here. I think we have 5 more owls. I'll grab another one of these whitewashed ones. That on there. And again, I'm being pretty liberal with the glue so that it holds on there nice and tight without burning myself like I did last night. Okay, look how cute. Okay, I think we'll be good here. Let's see, did I put one there? No. All right, I'm going to put one on this corner. Oh my goodness, I love how this is turning out. Okay, again, I'm just popping that off. If it doesn't come off, just cut it off. in that corner. These little owls are so stinking cute. I really like them. Okay. Look how cute. What do you guys think? I'm really liking it. Okay, so I think we have enough. Let's see. We won't put one here or there. Let's see. We have one here and then two left. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. So we'll put one right here. Let's use one of the brown ones. Right on that pipe cleaner again and push it down into there. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. Okay, so we have two owls left. Let's take a look at it and see where we think we want them. I think I'm going to put them one here and one there. Okay. So we'll cut this one off. A ribbon. And we'll cut this one off. We're going to put a little owl here and here, and then we are done. Okay. Pushed in there. Get that one right there. And again, I'm just holding it there for a minute till it sets. Let me get this last one on, and then we will be done. Okay, we'll put this last owl right here. And just twisting that around. Gonna make something for it to grab onto with that glue. And then we'll be done. Okay. Right there. There we go. Oh my goodness, I love how this turned out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And let's fix our bow here, and then we will be all done. Pull the bow up this way a little bit. Cut that last one off. Okay. Alrighty. Fix our bow a little bit more. Curl these again. Okay. And there you go. There's our owl wreath. I love how that turned out. Look at it. Look how cute it is. Our big owl and our little owls. I think it turned out perfect. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out my Shopify shop with all my sign and ribbon combos. And I will see you guys again. Take care. God bless.